Now let's take a look at some examples. I want you on your paper to write these problem numbers down, as these are the ones that we're going to be solving together in your book before you try some questions on your own. We'll do together numbers 5, 8 through 14, and number 19. So let's consider question 5. Joel spent $28 for an internet data service and pays $14.50 per month. He spent $24.50 to join an online movie streaming site and pays $13.25 per month there. Write an expression to represent Joel's total cost for both memberships after M months. So let's first consider, what does Joel have to pay out of pocket to join each of those services? Well, the internet costs him $28 a month, $28 to join, to sign up for it. And the movie streaming service, he spends $24.50. Now that's just to join those two things. Then there's a monthly fee on top of that. So in addition to the $28 he spends on data service, he also has to spend $14.50 every month that he has that service. So we take $14.50 times M, because every month we have to pay that fee. Then, in addition to the $24.50 that he has to pay to join the online movie streaming service, he also has to pay $13.25, again, every single month that he belongs to that service. So the cost for both memberships is going to be the total of adding these two expressions together. So in order to join the movie streaming and get the internet data, he has to pay up front a total of $52.50. Then every month that he has both the internet and the movie streaming service, he pays another $27.75. So this is like a setup fee that he pays once. And this amount here is what he has to pay every month. And that payment every month gets him both the internet data and the movie streaming service. So the expression that represents the cost for both memberships is 52 5/10 or 50/100 plus 27 75/100 M. Questions 8, 9, 10, and 11 are somewhat structured for us, and they are just plain math. There's no context behind them. So all we're looking to do here is to collect our like terms together and then to add those like terms and simplify our expression. So let's take a look at question 8. 2a plus 8 plus 4a plus 5. So we're first going to collect our like terms together. So the 2a and the 4a go together, the 8 and the 5 go together, and we get a simplified expression of 6a plus 13. The 8 and the 5 make 13, and the 2a and the 4a make 6a. Now let's try number 9. I know there are fractions, but don't be scared. They already have a common denominator. Number 9 says the quantity 2/7 x minus 7 plus the quantity 1/7 x plus 8. So let's, in the first set of parentheses, collect our terms that have the x on them. 2/7 and 1/7. And in the second set of parentheses, we'll collect our constant terms, which are -7, because it's being subtracted, plus 8. So first, taking care of the fraction piece, we have 2/7 x plus 1/7 x makes 3/7 x. And then -7 plus 8 makes 1. So our simplified expression is 3/7 x plus 1. Now I'd like for you to try questions 10 and 11. Group together your like terms. Remember, variable terms only go with other variable terms that are the same variable. Group together your constant terms and see if you can simplify each of these expressions. When you're done with questions 10 and 11, come back and check your answers. Here is question number 10. None of the variable terms went together, so you just have to repeat them in your answer. But then you can combine your constant terms. So you only have one constant term as part of your answer. And here you have your answer for question 11. This time you did have variable terms that went together, and you had constant terms that went together. So check on both of those variable terms. Make sure you have the correct coefficient in front of the variable. And also check to make sure that you computed correctly with your constant terms. Now let's look at question 12 together. Felipe is going to plant B sunflower seeds in one garden and 5B plus 10 sunflower seeds in another. How many seeds is Felipe going to plant altogether? So altogether indicates addition. But the question really is, what are we adding together? Well, in this problem, it tells us how many he's going to plant in one garden and how many he's going to plant in another. So we're actually adding together the first garden plus the second garden. And the second garden is a two-term expression, whereas the first garden just has one term. It's just that letter B. So when I put together my like terms, I have B plus 5B, and that makes a total of how many B's? Well, I actually have 1 here. So 1 plus 5 makes a total of 6B. Now, there's nothing that goes with the 10, so even though that is my constant term, it doesn't combine with anything, so we just have 6B plus 10. Don't forget that even though the B is all by itself, there is a number in front of it. And anytime you don't see a number, that number must be 1. In number 13, we're actually going to need to draw a picture. It's much easier to solve this problem when we have a picture of what it is that we're trying to put together. An art class is making a mural for the school that has a triangle drawn in the middle. So I'm just going to sketch a triangle. The length of the bottom of the triangle is x. So here's the bottom of the triangle. That length is x. Another side is 1 more than 3 times the length of the bottom. Well, the length of the bottom is x, so 3 times the length of the bottom must be 3x. And it says I have 1 more than those 3 times. So I'm going to add 1 more. The last side is 2 more. So I know I'm going to be adding 2 more than the bottom of the triangle. So the bottom of the triangle was x. I'm going to add x plus 2. So now it wants me to write and simplify an expression for the perimeter of the triangle. Remember, perimeter is the distance around. So this time, we're going to add together all 3 expressions. X plus 3x plus 1 plus x plus 2. So count up your x's. How many x's do we have all together? Well, we have 1 here, we have 3 here, and we have 1 here. So altogether we have 5 x's. Then how many of the constants do we have? Because x is the only variable. So I see a constant of 1 and a constant of 2, which means we have a total there of 3. So the perimeter of this triangle is a total distance of 5x plus 3. Now on to number 14. On a math test, Sarah has to identify all the coefficients and constants of the expression 4 plus n plus 7m. So here's the expression. Sarah identifies only the coefficient as 7 and only the constant as 4. So we need to identify all the coefficients and all the constants, and then decide what error did Sarah likely make. Well, if there are 3 terms in the expression, there should be 3 parts. They may be coefficients or constants, or we may have some of each. So let's go ahead and look again at the expression. The 4 does not have a variable with it, which means this is a constant. The n is a variable term, so it should have a coefficient. And 7m is a variable term, so it also should have a coefficient. The question is, what is that coefficient? Well, the number in front of the n, remember, is invisible, but we still can write it if we want. If I just see the variable by itself, it means there's just one of that variable. So when I identify all the coefficients, I have a 1 and I have a 7. When I identify the constants, I only have the 4. So the error that Sarah likely made is that she forgot that n means 1n, so there is another coefficient. Our last question with this lesson is number 19. I purposely picked this question because there is one that is on the assessment that looks very similar to this. A middle school with X students ran a survey to determine the students' favorite activities. The table indicates the number of students who enjoy each activity. Part A. Write an expression in the table for each activity to represent the number of students who enjoy that activity most. So we have 3 activities: dance, soccer, and baseball. The word description for dance says 25 more than 1/10 of the students, and the students, remember, are X. So 1/10 of the students means the fraction 1/10 times the number of students. Then I need 25 more than that. So more than indicates I'm going to be adding. For soccer, I need 20 fewer than 3/10 of those students. And those students, again, are X. 3/10 means the fraction 3/10. And 20 fewer than that number means take away 20. For baseball, we have 21 more than 1/10 of the students. And again, those students are X. So 1/10 of the students means 1/10 times X. And 21 more than that means add 21. So these are your 3 expressions that represent dance, soccer, and baseball. Part B. Write a simplified expression to represent students whose favorite activity is either dance or baseball. So I'm looking specifically at dance and at baseball. So dance plus baseball is what I'm doing in Part B. So the expression for dance is 1/10 X plus 25. The expression for baseball is 1/10 X plus 21. So we're just going to add them together. So now let's take and group together our like terms. So we can group together our 1/10 x and 1/10 x, and we get 2/10 x. Then we have our constant terms 25 and 21, which makes a total of 46. So our simplified expression to combine the students whose favorite activity is either dance or baseball is 2/10 x plus 46. All right, so hopefully this helps you understand how to write expressions and add expressions together to simplify.